and funky.
That's right. That's right. I don't know. I think I like you better upside down.
Thanks.
Defying the laws of gravity and all. It's good.
Do.
So, busy day for everybody today. What's
man.
what's cool going on in your world?
Well, what's cool is that I put together some just 2 slides that I want to teach from for the presentation that I'm doing a little bit later on this morning. But of course, it took me forever to put them all together. So I had all the time in the world and didn't even get my workout in. Anyway, I digress. But I'm really looking forward to it because it's going to be a doozy.
You know, that's one thing I do love about slideless presentations. I mean,
it's not going to be major. In fact, they're all fill in the blank so I can draw on it and talk about it. And
nice. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the different types of businesses that can use email marketing in order to grow versus the types of businesses that are inherently email or list driven, right?
Right.
Because before we get into that, I just want to say we're doing an in-depth training on this tonight. Okay, we're going to be talking. Yeah, so you can go to etgworkshops.com. Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
You can go there and register. You can even leave out the www. Joshua said.
Technology. Right. I finally got it working properly on. Wouldn't you know it? I just had to click a certain new button inside of ClickFunnels, and now all of a sudden it's working right.
Exactly. So you can register there. We're going to do a training on how to use email to help any business to grow and throw. Well, almost any business. I must say this, almost any business. This does not work for every business in every industry, but for most it does. And we're going to be having an in-depth discussion about the types of businesses that can use list building, email marketing, the idea of growing your platform, building your audience, having a pool, a lake, a pond, an ocean, or maybe multiple oceans of people who, it's a little excessive, multiple oceans. You know what I'm saying? You have a bunch of people who want what you've got, okay? You have a whole bunch of fish swimming around in the pond.
Yeah.
You've got food for them and they want it and they're willing to pay for it, right? And that's a very different situation than going out fishing and not having any idea where the fish are or even where to find water, you know, and just hoping for the best and crossing your fingers and hoping something comes across your path. Point is, we're doing an email marketing training this evening, etgworkshops.com. If you're inspired by anything you hear today, perhaps you want to join us.
Or anything that you've heard this week, really.
That's right. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the types of businesses that can benefit and utilize the power of a list or building a platform. We're going to talk about these terms a little bit more clearly. If you have questions, if you've ever tried email marketing in your business before and haven't had good results and you have questions about that, please ask. If you have tried it and had some good results, then please teach me how to fish. I can't see your name, but if you want to learn how to fish, I think you must be in the Art of Email Marketing group. Then please go ahead and register and teach me how to fish. And then that little fish emoji, honestly, great subject line, by the way.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Exactly how you wrote that. And then there's the fish on the fishing pole. Killer subject line.
Max
right?
Cantor. I just bopped on over there to, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Max has been making some noise lately. So
yeah, boy.
There are so many different types of businesses, but let's just start with the obvious, which are
Max Alicious from Florida. What part of Florida, Max?
Nice, Max Alicious. That's a good alter ego name for you. You could do something with that. It'd be pretty funny.
I like to eat fish. I'm Max Alicious.
So one of the most obvious ways that you guys are probably seeing and probably have seen for years is the guru business, right?
Right.
But it being some sort of an advisor, coach, consultant in some kind of industry. And if you're paying attention to marketing now, chances are you're on a bunch of email lists for at least a few different gurus, right? In the marketing world. Maybe you're on a few email lists for gurus in the personal development world. Maybe your health or nutrition is important to you, or your fitness, and you're on a few email lists for some health, fitness, nutrition gurus or nootropic gurus if you're all into supplements like a lot of the internet marketers are, and nootropics and all this kind of stuff. So the guru business. And often the guru business, as we were just talking about yesterday, Joshua, is the Boca Raton ex-pastry chef. Nice. Making the world a tastier place.
We're almost right across the state from each other, almost directly. And my daughter goes to FAU, although she has not opted to go back on campus this year. So, and that's right in Boca. So anyway, we're neighbors.
Very cool. Very cool. Max, what do you do right now to make money? It seems like you're an ex-pastry chef. Are you building a new business, or do you have an active business? Are you a copywriter by chance? Like, what's your deal? So the guru business, the advisory business, and you see, if you're on Facebook watching our Facebook Lives, chances are good you're watching Facebook Lives from other people who are talking about other stuff that you're interested in.
Right.
Okay. And often, not always, but often, gurus are also selling information products. Not just
Say it ain't so.
It's true. Why is that?
Sorry, I've been distracted. What did you want me to comment on, Telman? Or were you?
No, just the whole idea of what are the different types of businesses that can really benefit and utilize email marketing. Obviously, the guru business is one of them, and information products are often sold in the guru business, right?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I haven't come across a business that I don't believe these methods cannot not work for, if that makes sense. But when I say, like, I don't like limit it just to email marketing, and like one of the things that I've seen very frequently is that people that are comfortable with marketing their business offline get all twisted into knots when it comes to social media, and they want to just figure it out, get it done, or outsource it to somebody else before they actually understand it.
That's right.
And so they don't focus in on using social media as a feeder to build their list and to build relationships prior to them getting a little bit more personal, more intimate in an email conversation, and really shifting the mediums between a social platform into a more intimate, private conversation that feels personal because it is personal. And so, like, I mean, email marketing or building your own platform that's built around a point of reference or a particular mind share or positioning in the minds and the hearts of your marketplace, that to me is powerful, because then when they get a communication from you during email, it sets off a visceral response that's different, because you've built that rapport, and then you can leverage that to move on to social sites and leverage the social sites to move back and forth and vice versa. And every time you crisscross, it's that element of familiarity, and you have a more intense, more responsive relationship.
That's right.
So, as far as who can leverage it, I don't know anybody. I mean, unless you're not in any way, shape, or form selling to people. If it's all automated decision making, then yeah, I don't know how I would adapt it for this. But there is a strategy, I believe, whether it's business to business or in startup mode or tech or whatever, especially in this day and age when the relationship, when the connection, when the people are starving for something real.
That's right.
And I don't care whether they're a CEO or an independent business owner or whatever. We're hungry for that relationship build, provided it's of interest to us and it provides some value. And like you were saying, like people that are watching us are probably watching multiple lives that they on topics that they're interested in.
That's right.
Yeah,
no, it's very interesting because one of the biggest questions is, look, whatever business you are in, what's the problem that you need to solve? And the question is email going to solve that problem for you, or is direct response marketing going to solve that problem for you? Maybe
right.
Yes, maybe no. And so email is not the end all be all of all marketing. Direct response marketing obviously existed for a long time before email was ever invented. But the upshot is that email is a technology that most people understand and use.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that aren't on every social media platform. As a matter of fact, most people aren't on every social media platform, right? To be super fluent with Twitter and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and blah, 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 blah. Like, nobody can do all that unless that's your entire life is being a social media whatever person. And so email is kind of like the one to rule them all, because you need, for all of those services and all those ways of interacting with your people, the one thing that you need to do is register for an account using your email address. Right?
Good point.
So email's your skeleton key to the internet. Oh, and so this idea of when your business is stuck, whether you're a one-person show, right? Whether you're a freelancer, commissioned salesperson, you're doing all the selling, or even if you have a business, and it doesn't even matter the size of the business. It could be 5 people, could be 50 people, could be 500 people. We've done some amazing email campaigns with companies of 5,000 employees and added millions of dollars into monthly revenue just by adding in a good email component and a good direct response component. What email does and other direct response marketing does, when you build a platform, and with what we're talking about, email is just the most commonly used example, is it gives you a new lever. Okay, it gives you leverage in a way where you're able to buy your time back in your personal time, or buy your time back in your business. So you're no longer stuck selling exclusively in either the one-to-one environment where you've been stuck in the past, or that stagnant, stable, reliable way that you've sold your products or services in the past, but it's reliant on time or manpower available. With email, it takes you the same amount of time to write an email to a list and send it out to 1,000 people as it does to send that same email out to 100,000 people. And so if your list, if your pool, if your pond has 100,000 fish in it instead of 1,000 fish in it, like, you might bring home a little bit more dinner, right? So that's what we're talking about. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, then register for tonight's training at etgworkshops.com, and we're going to talk about this more.
And it's ideally suited for people that are like commissioned salespeople, or people that have been rainmakers in an offline environment, and they're wondering, like, how do I build rapport? How do I get to a situation where, just like I can do face-to-face, I can do that. I know exactly what that process looks like. I can build it. I'm confident. I know what it takes, that type of thing. And then when it shifts into the online world, it's like, oh, now what do I got to do? And they start shotgunning it out and trying everything rather than focusing. And in my opinion, email is the best mechanism to automate that relationship building and rapport building process, because you can be very strategic in how that relationship unfolds. And when they actually filter up to talk to you, to have a conversation, whatever that looks like, you've done a lot of that. In the beginning, it's a lot of work, but once you get that in place, the email systems just do it all. Whether they refer you over to some social media accounts and over here to watch this video and, to build the relationship and value. But at a certain point, in an automated fashion, you're now coming to them or actually they're coming to you because they're now excited to
Right.
chat with you because of the process that they've gone through. And for me, email is the heart and soul of making that happen with consistency, with systematic certainty,
That's right. And in addition to email, you can add on direct mail. You can add, mail in the mailbox. You can add on phone calls. You can add on text messages. You can add on voice broadcast recorded messages that you send to people's cell phones. You can add on chat bots if you're into chat bots and you use ManyChat and you're trying to build up your chat bot following and list. If you use any of the social media platforms that you're either thrilled to use and you love to use and you really want to build your audience there, or if there are new social media platforms that you know your audience already exists on, right? Then you can ask yourself, oh, well, maybe I can get to there's no limit to the number of additional things you can do to add on in order to make your email-driven business more robust, more profitable, more interesting, whatever you want, right? But I like to look at email as the central nervous system of any direct response business. For the most part, you can build direct response businesses without doing anything with email if you want to. But email is just so cheap. It's so scalable. Everybody uses it and you own the list, right? The social media platform that you're using, like Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or whoever, doesn't own that data. You do, right?
Yeah. And you can also do things with email that you can't do with any other methodology, frankly. For example, if you're sending out a systematic messaging platform and part of that systematic messaging is to email you back, if you're monitoring that email, you can immediately engage them, go from an automated situation to a customized conversation like that.
Right.
When that comes in, and now you're engaging in a true conversation that got started in a automated, systemized way.
Maybe this is literal and maybe it's figurative for your business. But for those of you who have any sales experience with cold calling, either knocking on doors or smile and dial, that's outbound, okay? That is hard work. If your business operates in that kind of a fashion where in order to get customers, you have to go out and knock on doors, it's a lot harder to knock on doors when everybody's afraid of dying, right? So it makes it hard, whether that's literally how your business works, right, or figuratively. We've talked to tons of people that either are salespeople or own businesses that have sales teams where your sales are just done because that isn't working right now. It will work again later, but it's not working right now. And everybody's realizing, crap, I wish I had not only a big email list, but I wish I had a big email list and a relationship with them right now, because then you can turn it around. So if your business has historically been knocking on doors, what we want to do is we want to turn it around. So now there's a line wrapped around your building 3 times of people waiting to get in the door, right? We want to be in a situation where people are waiting to hear from you to do business with you rather than the other way around where you're just desperately trying to get someone's attention to pay attention to what you've got to say, right?
Right.
And that's what building an audience, building a platform, or in this case, building a large responsive email list of people who know you, like you, and trust you, right?
And respect you.
That's it. It's a audience. It's a congregation. It's a list. It's a group of fans who love your work, whatever your work is, whether you're a microbiologist or a massage therapist or a pastry chef. You can sell a lot more with email and ultimately sell a lot more with a lot less work. So if you're looking for a new leverage point in your business, if you're either looking to grow your business or if you desperately need to grow your business because sales have changed, then this is the time to finally build that platform, to build that list. So I recommend, if you want to join us tonight, join us, etgworkshops.com. Go register there and we'll have a chat. It's going to be good. And you'll be able to ask lots of questions. If you have specific questions, we would love to see you there. And right now we got to jump in and do some NPOD training. So Got to shift gears, cut it loose a little bit early here today. But Joshua, thank you, and I'll see you in like a minute and a half. And everybody else, I hope you're having a great day, and hope to see you tonight. Thanks for being here, and
I'll see you tonight regardless.
That's right.
And
right.
about a minute.
Max, we're going to teach you how to fish this evening. All right, dude. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See ya.